our student greeters will welcome you to our commencement ceremony in 14 different languages.
My name is Mitch Artman. The language is Hebrew, tongue of the prophets. ברוכים הבאים לטקס הסיום של בית ספר לושקין ב-UCLA בשנת 2011.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Tilley. I'll greet you in Tagalog. Malugod na pagbati para sa seremonyang pagtatapos ng UCLA Paaralang Pang-ugnayang Publiko nitong taong 2011.
Hi everyone, my name is Marlon Graf. I'll be greeting you in German. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen zur Abschlussfeier der UCLA School of Public Affairs.
My name is Goichiro Kimura. I'll greet you in Japanese. UCLA Luskin 公共政策大学院2011年卒業式へようこそ.
My name is Queen Nguyen. I will greet you in Vietnamese. Chào mừng quý vị đến tham dự lễ tốt nghiệp của trường Luskin School of Public Affairs tại Đại học UCLA.
My name is Jixuan Jiang. I'm grading you in Mandarin. 欢迎来到洛杉矶大学加州分校2011年公共政策学院毕业典礼。Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna Corsi and I'll be greeting you in Italian. Buongiorno e benvenuti alla cerimonia di laurea della Scuola di Affari Pubblici dell'Università della California di Los Angeles del 2011. Grazie.
Hello everyone, my name is Manly. I'm going to greet in French. Bonjour à tout le monde. Bienvenue tout le monde à la cérémonie de remise de diplôme de l'Université Californie de Los Angeles de l'école Luskin des affaires publiques. Merci.
Hi, my name is Joy Kim and I will greet you in Korean. 2001 러스킨 공공대학원에 오신 졸업식에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Hello, my name is Florentina Crăciun and I am going to greet you in Romanian. Bine ați venit la ceremonia de graduare la UCLA School of Public Affairs. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kristen Huff and I will greet you in Cebuano, language of the Philippines. Maabi-abihong pagdawat kaninyo sa tuig duha ka libo og napulo og usa commencement ceremony sa UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs.
My name is Dominique Kastak and I'll be greeting you in Portuguese. Bem-vindos à cerimônia de formatura de 2011 da Faculdade de Assuntos Públicos da UCLA. Obrigada.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Lowe and I will greet you in Thai.
สวัสดีค่ะยินดีต้อนเข้าสู่พิธีมอบปริญญาของ UCLA ปีการศึกษา 2011 ของคณะกิจการศาสนา Thank you.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Cristi Pérez y daré la bienvenida en español. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación del 2011 de la Escuela de Intereses Públicos Luskin en la Universidad de California, Los Ángeles. Los departamentos de Póliza Pública, Planificación Urbana y Bienestar Social agradecen su presencia. Gracias.
It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you, the very first graduating class of the UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs. Today's a special day, but it caps off a historic year for the school, and we are fortunate to have with us here today the two people who have fundamentally changed our lives. Meyer and Renee Luskin, please stand.
Over the past 2 years, I have had the privilege of learning with and from 39 amazing men and women in the public policy program. Some came from just across town, others from across the globe, from careers as varied as NASA to Wall Street to community organizations. But we all arrived at UCLA's doorstep out of a compassion for others and a commitment to the truth.
Beyond the classroom, our talented student body has been a part of many caucus or special interest groups, bringing in speakers, putting on awareness events, bringing in sanctuaries, lobbying for bills. These caucuses show that you truly care about these issues that are relevant today, enough to push these values into action, educating your peers and impacting the campus community around you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Jane Harman.
Good morning, class of 2011. Thank you to Frank and the faculty for all you have done here, but more important, I think that the student speakers this morning were both wise and touching, and for a political junkie like me, you make us all proud. Congratulations to you particularly. As Frank said, being here today feels like being home to me. Not only did I teach here as a Regents professor, serve on what is now the Luskin School Advisory Board, and represent a nearby congressional district for 17 years, but I grew up 3 blocks from here on Loring Avenue. I'm a product of Warner Avenue Elementary School, Emerson Junior High, and as you heard, Uni High. And I even once volunteered as a candy striper at the UCLA hospital. This is my neighborhood school, and I have watched it grow from a quaint campus with Royce Hall at its center, this marvelous brick Spanish Revival architecture, into a sleek, internationally known center of academic excellence and one of the largest urban universities on earth. It's exciting to know that this School of Public Affairs has achieved the intellectual stature and financial stability thanks to the remarkable generosity of the Luskin family to chart its own course as a top-notch institution. We've all been to graduations before. This year, there were 2 memorable ones in my family. 5-year-old Lucy, a granddaughter, graduated from preschool. And 28-year-old Dan, a son, graduated with honors from Columbia Business School. Pretty good, huh? But the one I'm thinking about was my own graduation from Smith, where, standing as I am now, was a 6'9" man named John Kenneth Galbraith. His robe looked more like a cape and went down to his waist. Well, you've got someone 17 inches shorter, but I think my robe fits me just fine. And today, I want to talk about my message, which is that dreams don't just come true. They must be pursued. And to you, Frank, when you said you didn't tell folks when they came here, but you're telling them now that life going forward will be hard, I agree, but if you dream big enough, you will supervene, and you will achieve those big dreams. My twin passions are public service and policymaking, and serving in Congress was a job I had dreamed of since, as a Uni High School sophomore, I attended the Democratic Convention at the brand new LA Sports Arena, where I met Eleanor Roosevelt and witnessed the nomination of John Kennedy for president. I'm from an immigrant family. My medical doctor father was a refugee from Nazi Germany, and my freelance writer mother, the daughter of Russian immigrants, both of them the first in their families to attend college. And when I went to that sports arena, that experience crystallized for me the view that politics was the highest of callings. I got active after that in my high school Young Democrats and became president. Interestingly, my counterpart here at UCLA at that time was a student named Howard Berman. Howard Berman now serves in Congress and is the senior Democrat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, if you did not know that. I headed after uni to Smith College, one of what was then called the 7 sister Ivy League schools, since women were not admitted then to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, and so forth. Smith offered a nurturing environment in which I began to develop confidence as a leader, and the theme of leadership has been part of all the talks you've heard this morning. While there, I ran the Young Democrats and organized an event for Hubert Humphrey when he was the Democratic candidate for vice president in 1964. Smith also gave me the tools to think critically and reach higher. Back in the dark ages of the late 60s, I had to take the law boards at all-male Amherst College because Smith College didn't offer them. But I felt well prepared for my Harvard Law School interview and was accepted. At Harvard, I pursued my political interests and marveled at being one of only 30 women in a class of 550. How times have changed. My life after law school has not always come up roses, but there has been a clear trajectory, and I have never stopped reaching. I was 47 when I ran and was elected to Congress, my first elected office since I ran for junior high school treasurer and lost. It was 1992, the political year of the woman, that also saw Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein elected to the U.S. Senate. Few thought I could win in a so-called Republican-leaning district, but I won the Democratic primary easily, and my break came when Maureen Reagan, the late daughter of former President Ronald Reagan, lost the Republican primary. She was pro-choice, and her moderate Republican backers threw their support to me. They formed the nucleus of Republicans for Harman, a key to my bipartisan victories then and thereafter. It wasn't until my third term in Congress that I received over 50% of the vote, and I was beginning to relax about my vulnerability when, at the last moment, Dianne Feinstein dropped out of the 1998 race for governor of California. She and I are great friends, and our voting records are similar, progressive on social issues, moderate on economic and security issues, and a large group surrounding her turned to me. Would I run? Only someone like me, they argued, could defeat the very conservative Republican candidate, then Attorney General, and now Congressman Dan Lundgren. Well, it was pretty heady stuff. I learned then something you need to remember, you junkies who will in the future run for political office, that political advisors and pollsters will always tell you you can win. So I believed them, and I decided to run, and in doing so, had to relinquish my House seat. What followed was an out-of-body experience. I needed to win a 3-way primary in 12 weeks, but was virtually unknown outside of Southern California. So my team cut a few introductory bio TV spots, and I leapfrogged to the head of the pack. Then, one of my primary opponents unleashed a withering $42 million attack campaign against me only. $42 million spent over 8 weeks. That's a lot on TV. I was only able to put up a modestly funded rebuttal, which said, leadership is about attacking problems, not each other. By the way, I still believe that and only wish more of my former congressional colleagues did. In the end, it was dubbed a murder-suicide. I was murdered, and the other fellow's negative campaign killed him. The third candidate in the primary, Gray Davis, won, and he went on to become governor. But there's an irony. By being out of Congress, I had the chance to become Regents Professor at UCLA and to refine my views on public policy. I was appointed to the National Commission on Terrorism, a position I used to gain expertise on the terror threat and other challenges to U.S. security. Our commission was one of 3 that predicted a major attack on U.S. soil. On September 10th, 2001, I had lunch with the chairman of our commission, and we bemoaned the fact that our report, on which we had testified before Congress, was not getting much attention. 24 hours later, on 9/11/2001, you know what happened. The House Democratic leadership persuaded me to run against the Republican who had been elected to my vacated seat, and I won another landslide victory, 48 to 47. I was promised that my seniority would be restored, which is how I became the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee and later chair of the Homeland Security Intelligence Subcommittee. In those posts, I traveled to garden spots in the world that are now getting significant attention. They included Libya, Syria, Lebanon, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, and North Korea. And together with Chairman Pete Huckstra and Senators Susan Collins and Joe Lieberman, we authored the Intelligence Reform Act that became law in 2004. That bipartisan legislation refashioned the intelligence community's 1947 business model to create a joint command among America's 16 intelligence agencies. It was one of my proudest legislative achievements, and the experience forged one of my strongest friendships in Washington or anywhere with Maine Republican Senator Susan Collins. Susan and I called ourselves the Bipartisan Bicameral Sister Act. By collaborating across parties and across the Capitol and by sharing the credit, let me mention that again, sharing the credit, we showed that big issues can be addressed and good policy can be developed by the United States Congress. Sadly, that experience is rare and 7 years later, almost non-existent. Now I'm applying those lessons that I learned in California and Capitol Hill to my new role as the first Director, President, and CEO of the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, who happens to be a woman. It is a huge, thank you, my sister. It is a huge honor to succeed my former colleague and 9/11 Commission co-chair Lee Hamilton, who served in the position I now hold for 12 years. As a living memorial to America's first internationalist president, I see the Wilson Center as safe political space to have the big conversations that Congress no longer, sadly, seems capable of having. I'll be candid with you. As much as I adore many of my colleagues and the opportunity to shape major policy, the environment in Congress has grown so toxic and so broken that the nonpartisan, intellectually diverse Wilson Center offers enormous appeal, and I hope you'll all come and be some of our star scholars and then launch your own diverse political careers. Don't get the wrong idea. I have never been one to shrink from a fight. I didn't remember that quote about punch you in the face, whatever. I don't think I really do that. And I doubt you do too. You do either. But if there's a fight to be had, and it needs, and it involves me, I'm ready. I've got the scars from a 17-year congressional career to prove it. And I also am taking those scars and also those joys with me to this new adventure. So, what does all this have to do with you? After all, this is your day. And as they say on TV, your future starts right now. If, like me, you're addicted to public policy, and I listen to those speeches and I think there are a lot of junkies before me, if you suffer withdrawal and you can't learn the breaking news, you may have dreams similar to mine. Your path may be more direct or more indirect, although that would be hard, than the one I took. But it must be your path. Becoming an effective leader is hard work. It starts when you're ready, and it ends when you're ready. Just what does it take? The term is barely defined in the New Oxford American Dictionary. The first definition that I saw was, a leader causes a person or animal to go with one holding them by the hand, a halter, a rope, etc. Yikes, not exactly the first thing that leads to my mind when considering leadership. I think leadership is difficult to describe or quantify, or certainly to teach. Actually, if leadership is done well, people being led aren't necessarily aware that it's happening. Instead of feeling pulled or tugged, they feel inclined to follow a compelling vision or message. Being a leader requires a number of things that many of you already know, including the instinct to move people, a vision of where you want to take them, a plan to get them there, and the self-confidence to get started. None of this is easy. So how should you get started? Well, today would be a good time. You're graduating from a top-tier graduate school and look great in your caps and gowns. Some of your families have spent a fortune on you and are here to cheer you on, and some of you have worked part-time or full jobs and taken out huge loans to get to this day. Right? Perhaps you'll return home or travel the world or wonder of wonders, actually start a job. How many of you have jobs? Wow, okay. Congratulations on that. How will any of these paths develop and hone your leadership skills? I doubt you completed your degree here without having at least a partial answer to that question. And even if your answer is incomplete, realize that you are bringing enormous capabilities with you. A well-developed brain, a work ethic, even if you get things done on deadline, curiosity, and maybe, I would say, hopefully, a sense of obligation to serve our country and or those less fortunate. All of these attributes contribute to leadership ability. So here's what I have learned so far. So far, I am not quitting the policy game for a long, long time. These are Jane's lessons. 1, leadership is inside out. It starts with your own head and heart. If it doesn't, people will sense it and not trust you. I guess that little kid doesn't trust me so much. 2, leadership takes work. Lots of work. You have to trust your own instincts and marshal your arguments. 3, failure is your friend, and learning from tough experiences will set you up for even greater success. 4, leaders never give up. Think Nelson Mandela, Václav Havel, or Aung San Suu Kyi. 5, leadership is lonely, especially for women. You have to assume you won't please everyone, and some people will become your enemy. Sadly, and I've learned this, women don't always support each other. 6, the mountain is steepest at the top. The higher you rise, the less oxygen there is. It takes enormous fortitude to keep climbing. 7, when you succeed as a leader, and you will, your most important obligation is to mentor and help those who come after you. I hope I'm doing a little bit of this today. And finally, 8, never forget that leaders live real lives. Some of you are already married. I heard there were just some new marriages while you're here, and have families. Others will soon start your own families, but all of you have families. They need you too. My own wonderful family, in addition to my 2 new graduates, or including my 2 new graduates, it consists of 4 children, 4 stepchildren, and 11 grandchildren, the youngest of whom is a month old. Alas, my beloved husband, Sidney, died in April at the young age, no kidding, of 92. I like to say his age was inverted. He was really 29. An entrepreneur, author, professor, government official, arts patron, magazine owner, father, grandfather, an accomplished amateur magician. His life spanned most of the 20th century and the first decade of this one. Sidney never stopped questioning the status quo and had some rather pithy things to say about leadership. Try this. I am my own invention. You will not be able to invent yourself, until you know what you believe in. So, class of 2011, look inside yourself, find your passion, dream big, and pursue your dreams, and never, ever quit. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much for coming, and new alumni, congratulations. We hope to see you and continue to be engaged with our school, and I will be talking to all of you soon. Congratulations.